All right, let's wrap this up with Professor Mangosuthu, who we were chatting to earlier, a cultural expert. Professor, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi today was remembered as a man of decorum. He appreciated decorum and he was recognized for his dignity over and over again. And I've heard so many people say what a dignified funeral, even looking at this last part. And I guess it's a tribute to the mourners today, to the people who came to the stadium in Ulundi, to the authorities, the stately players, the way everything was conducted today, the way the different players gave each other space and respect. Because of all of that, was this a good day for South Africa, in fact?
No, definitely. It was a very good day for South Africa, my sister, today. The most important thing, of course, no one was hacking, for example, at anyone while speaking. The audience was very quiet and listened to everyone with dignity. And of course, the issue of decorum. Personally, I met Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi for the first time in 1988 as I was reading for my ethnomusicology master's degree at Natal University. And I was only 27 years old, but he took me very seriously, introduced me to the king, who then gave me the people who could give me the information that I needed about Zulu culture, traditions, heritage, and the kingdom. And so, I mean, usually people already at that time, he was a chief minister of the KwaZulu homeland. So you could not expect such a high-ranking person to take a 27-year-old seriously. But they are correct. He was such a person, very much full of respect. Decorum, did not want for example, when we went, it comes to parliament, sometimes a certain political party would be very enthusiastic, wanting to disrupt the proceedings. He simply was never going to be impressed with that. And he respected people across the political spectrum. I know that a lot of other political leaders from other political parties, other than the IFP, went to him for guidance and everything, and he took all of them very seriously.
And thank you for that beautiful anecdote. And the president today talking about his input into the Shaka Zulu documentary and what's come out, and sharing that knowledge. It sounds like he took anyone seriously if they took Zulu tradition and history seriously. Professor, my final question to you, and then we do have to wrap up. Looking at the president's eulogy, the other speakers today, it was said that this was going to be a very hard balancing act because some are celebrating his life, but some in South Africa are remembering their own pain, their own anger. Mangosuthu Buthelezi's death has churned up emotions. Was the right tone struck today by the president and others?
Yes, no, it was. The speeches were very well balanced, and they did not go in the direction of the conflict of the 1980s, 1990s, for obvious reasons that South Africa has been able. By and large, we even have a 16th of December called Day of Reconciliation. By and large, the reconciliation project has been very successful over the past 29 years or so. And therefore, no one really wanted to delve into that ugly past. It must also be understood that I don't think that people understand that also the apartheid system, government and agencies were steering the pot. You know, there was always, as the president said, the dead force, making black-on-black violence to look complex and sustained. So at some stage, I think the focus, as was today, should be on the reconciliation project. Let everyone find each other, because without reconciliation, development becomes very difficult.
All right, Professor Mangosuthu, thank you very much for your insight and being with us while those proceedings were underway.